Hello and welcome to My Three Appliances. I'm Terry and it's a sunny afternoon in the Southwest, and today I am making a favorite snack or small meal cookie, as we call it, that my husband and I eat probably every day. And it takes the place of one of our small 6 meals or as a sweet treat when we need it. And what's really great about it, it's adapted from my favorite Anthony William Medical Medium, and I've just kind of massaged it a bit. And what's great about it is it's still free of the 5 scary things: gluten, white processed sugar, eggs, oil. What's the 5th one? 5th one is dairy. No dairy. Okay, there we go. All right, so what I've done is I've measured out the ingredients, and I'm multiplying the single recipe that you can read below by 8. Now that's a lot of cookies, but I'm going to freeze them so that I don't have to do this very often. And if we're lucky, maybe just once a month. First ingredients is your oats, and it's 1 cup for single recipe, and I'm multiplying it by 8, so I have 8 cups. You'll notice it's in my food processor, okay, my sous chef here, and I process it just a little bit to break up. I've got the big oats, but if you get the smaller oats, that would be great too, or just leave it how it is. So I've got 8 cups. Then I have walnuts. These are all natural, no salt added, and I have 2 cups of those, and I broke them up a little bit in the small part of the food processor, the little canister, using the little blades, okay? The other thing I've got here is I've got some dark chocolate chips and some extra dark, because I didn't have enough of the dark, so I have some extra in there. And I've got 2 cups of that. Don't have to put the chocolates in there. They're really good without it. That's just like an added treat for us. You'll notice in the recipe below that I've got golden raisins, and I like to buy those. They're pre-bagged but bulk at my local Sprouts store. And I love the golden raisins. They're huge though, they're jumbo. But I happen to have needing to use up regular raisins, so they're in there. And as far as the nuts, the chocolate chips, and the raisins go, it's 1 cup of oats per single recipe and 1/4 cup of these other things like the walnuts, chocolate chip, and the raisins. Okay, so those are the 3 things that I mix with the oats. The other thing I'm going to need with the oats is I'm going to need some cinnamon, and I need a heaping teaspoon for every 1 cup of oats. So I have 8 heaping teaspoons here measured out because I'm multiplying it by 8. My secret ingredient, and it is in the recipe below, is the zest of an orange. For this 8 times 8, this recipe, I have 3 large oranges that I've just grated. I've just grated the zest from it. Just use your grater. I use the big side. I grate it onto some parchment paper, like so, and then into my bowl. So that's the zest of 3 large oranges. And oh, the smell of the fresh orange is so nice. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in my large mixing bowl. So you're going to need a large one. And after everything is in there, then I'm going to add my bananas. And these were ripened till they were spotted. and so I can smell they're nice and ripe. And it's 1 banana per 1 cup of oats, but that's a large banana. And these aren't too large, so I did 2 bananas. So it's 1 to 2 bananas per 1 cup. So I have 16 bananas there because I multiplied this recipe by 8. All right. I'm gonna put that in the fridge. And what I like to do is slice that up and put it in spinach salad or any other salad, or have it as a snack, so nothing goes to waste. All right, so I'm going to get my big bowl. There it is, giant mixing bowl. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in my 8 cups of oats. There we go. I don't know if you can hear it, but I've got the Beatles playing in the background. It's a Beatles day. Okay, so there we are. Now I'm going to put my cinnamon. I think I'm going to whisk that so it's nice and blended. There we go. And I don't know if you can see, I didn't over process them. I wanted to break them up a bit, but I didn't over process them. Okay. So, oats, cinnamon, I'm going to put my nuts in there, and I did break those up as well because they're really big in the package. Okay. We start with clean hands. I'm just going to whisk that in a bit so it's all together. You'll notice, no salt. Anybody suffering from high blood pressure or inflammation or... Okay, now my raisins. My favorite is the golden, but I happen to have those, so the regular are going in this big batch. All right. Now the chocolate chips. Okay. And the orange zest. Smells so good, like I'm on a beach. I know it's hard to believe this recipe, but there is basically the dry goods. And all I'm going to do now is add the bananas. No eggs, no flour, no dairy, just the bananas. And bananas I like to put at the end on top. Now for this part, I want to cut in the bananas. So if you have a pastry cutter here, you can do that. If your wrists hurt a little bit, 2 knives. If your elbows and hands hurt a little bit, rubber gloves. So I'll put my gloves on because I know with that many bananas, I have to cut those in. My hands are not going to last. So I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on because I'm going to use my hands to break it in. All right, so I start. Break up the bananas. I think I need a new pastry cutter. My other one broke. My sweetheart was helping me one time and really pressed down on it, and away it went. Now maybe it was old. Maybe it was time for it to go. And this one is seems to be loose, so I might get another one. All right, so, ooh, this is a big batch. I've never done more than 6, but I have my walking friend, and I like to offer everybody a cookie to help their sugar levels, especially if they're coming from in between all of their tasks. Everybody always seems to come hungry, so I like to give them a little treat. Okay, so I've broken some of it up. I know you're thinking, how can that be good? Tasting is believing. Okay, so right now I've broken it up that much. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it up a little bit more with my hands and get the dry ingredients folded in. If the kids are helping you, glove them up. I love to do this. Oh, I'm smelling the chocolate. I'm smelling the orange. What else am I smelling? Banana. Yes, I am smelling the banana. Of course, those bananas, so good for you. You'll see I have a little bit about the banana nutrition in the notes below, and a little bit about the raisin nutrition. Thanks to Anthony Williams, medical medium. All right. It's getting there. It looks pretty good. It's my hand workout for today. Voila, mixed. Preheat your oven to 350. All right, so I'm ready to start putting them on the tray. And I've got this pretty nifty tool. And it's like a miniature ice cream scoop. And it's perfect for these cookies. It's the right size. And so if you have one of these nifty little things, great. If you don't, use a heaping teaspoon. Heaping teaspoon. Okay, and what I like to do is grab a little bit, pack it on the side of the bowl, and on the tray it goes. I want you to keep in mind that these cookies do not spread when they cook. So what I'm going to do once I fill up the tray, the cooking tray, I'm going to spread them out, like I'm going to flatten them a bit. So they're nice and round. And they cook a little bit better when they're flattened out a little bit instead of a ball, because they don't spread. Now you want to flatten them out, just using the back of this spatula, but you could use the bottom of a glass as well. If you use a glass, it sticks a little bit, but you could use a knife to get it off. I like them nice and round and as uniform as I can get them. There, ready to cook. Let's have a close look. And those are ready to cook. I've got the parchment paper, which is what you want. Okay, I'm going to cook the 2 trays, and then I'll be back in a minute. Ready! Okay, so here we are with our banana oat breakfast or snack cookie, and I baked them at 350 for 25 minutes. And then it's really important to cool them completely. So I actually will leave these out here for a few hours. And once they're cool, I put them in an airtight container. Usually I do a cookie tin that I have, but I put a freezer bag and get them airtight with the freezer bag. You can see the parchment paper, it makes everything easy. Comes off like a breeze. And like I told you, they don't spread, so that's why I kind of pressed down on them when I was putting them on the parchment paper. So, there we have it. Let's try it and make sure it's delicious. Oh, it's hot. Oh. First thing I taste is the orange with the chocolate. It ends with the raisin. Then a hint of the banana. Oh, so good. So, the 5 no-nos for us that we're trying to avoid: dairy, eggs, oil, although I put it in my stir-fry stuff, so. But, you know, if I don't have to do it in my baking, great. Gluten and processed white sugar, okay? So these are sweetened with banana, and they're delicious, and I think you'll really like them. Check out the recipe below. From the sunny Southwest, my 3 appliances, and I'm Terry. Let me know what you think. If you make them, please put a picture. Let me know what you think. Bye.